TTJ Tech.
Hey, welcome back once again, my friends. Another episode of iPad for All Computing. Coming to you right from
TTJ Tech.
All right, let's get it going. Oh, it is a joy, my friends, to be with you once again to welcome you to this Wednesday session of iPad for All Computing. www.ttjtech.net is the website you want to visit if you want to learn more about us. If you are tuning in from YouTube, right now we do ask you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Now, what that means is leave a like on this video. Subscribe to our channel if you've not already done so. And of course, don't forget to smash that notification bell, because that is how you will keep in the loop and you'll never miss a video anytime we post one. With the Apple Home app, you can view, edit, and control many of your home accessories. Lights, locks, thermostats, cameras and doorbells, smoke alarms, and a whole lot more, all at your fingertips. Use your voice to control your home with Siri. Say something like, "Make it cooler in here." Turn off the living room lights. "I'm leaving home. Make my coffee," and a whole lot more. Use the Apple Home app to control the various accessories around your home. Create powerful scenes such as "Good morning," "Good night," "I'm leaving," and "I'm home," just to name a few. Have the coffee start brewing with the sunrise. Have your favorite tunes blasting on the HomePods as soon as you walk in. Have the door lock and the security system armed automatically when it's time for bed. Flip on a light when someone walks by. Get notified of people, packages, animals, and vehicles as they approach your door. Even have people who are recognized identified for you. See who's at the door while you're watching TV. Control your home from anywhere in the world over Wi-Fi or cellular. With the Apple Home app, it's easy to add accessories to your home, then manage them conveniently at your fingertips, creating powerful automations so that things happen automatically at a time of day, based on the location of people in your home, and much, much more. And best of all, the Apple Home app and HomeKit accessories are completely secure, safe, private, and easy to use. Welcome home. Let's take a look, my friends, at the Apple Home app, our first app of the day today, which we'd definitely like to share with you. Now, before we do this, I want to give you a couple of caveats and a couple of little notes. First of all, I want you to understand that this is not going to be an exhaustive course in home automation. For that, we have digital cafes coming up, which you'll be able to take part in. And It will include Apple HomeKit among other smart home items. We even like Google Nest Hubs and so forth here at
TTJ Tech.
All right, so of course we always prefer Apple, but there's some other things that would integrate beautifully as well. And when we do share that course with you, that cafe with you, you'll learn all about it, and maybe even sooner, because we're about to post something. Stay tuned for the Smart Home Tour for 2022. My Smart Home Tour video should be posted within the next week on YouTube, so be sure you're subscribed to our channel so that you don't miss that when we do post it. Now, the other thing I'd like to point out is that we are going to be focusing today strictly on the Apple Home app as it appears on the iPad. But we do have to talk about some accessories that I have in order for you to get a full understanding of how that app works. Finally, I'd like to say that if you are planning on delving into this smart home kit, home automation world, it is much easier and much less expensive than going through traditional professional home automation companies where you need the large brains of the system that are like these big home control panels that are hardwired into everything and all that. This is totally different. It's wireless. It uses Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It uses very easy to set up accessories, many of them DIY even, and it can be built out as your skill and your budget and your time permits. So you don't have to get everything all at once and spend thousands upon thousands of dollars, maybe ever, or certainly not at first. You can add to your heart's content later on. Start with just a single accessory or even just a few, and then build out. Now, I will say that this system works best with a home hub, but the great thing is your home hubs can be either your HomePods or your Apple TV. So if you have a HomePod or HomePod Mini, or an Apple TV 4K or Apple TV HD, they will automatically become your home hubs. And if you have more than one, it creates a nice network of hubs for you throughout the house. So the beautiful thing about this is you're getting a lot more than just a hub. So instead of spending a few $1,000s on something that is just a home hub, you can have, for a couple of $100s, for example, an Apple TV, which will totally and completely reinvent the living room entertainment experience. Live TV, on demand, DVR, streaming apps, sports, anything you want. Your photos, your music, all that stuff, gaming, fitness, all on TV, right? So we're going to have a cafe about that too. It's called TV for the 21st Century. Don't miss that one either. But, the other option is a $99 HomePod Mini. At least that's the price of them as of the recording of this particular session. And there, again, you're getting much more than just a home hub. You're getting music, you're getting Siri knowledge, you're getting, podcasts, all the things you want and love from a smart speaker. And it also happens to be a home hub. So it's really, really easy to get home hubs. Now, it is possible to use an iPad as a home hub, but I don't recommend it, because what it's going to do is it's going to really take away the portability of the iPad in so many ways. You have to leave it home all the time, and you're going to have to also keep it plugged in. So it's not quite the same device once you commit it to being a home hub, right? So I don't recommend that unless you need to in a pinch, till maybe you get another hub that can replace it. All right, so what we're going to do, though, is we're going to take a look at the Home app, and I'll show you some of the accessories that I have. Of course, you might have guessed that I have an iPad right here, which is definitely the case. I'm going to raise the volume here.
Weather, widget, stack, Everett, 36 degrees.
I've got my...
Partly cloudy, high 53 degrees.
Yeah, okay, I've got
AirPods,
my iPad here, and I'm going to go into the Home app.
Snoop TV app podcast kept home map home. Double tapped. Home-FEA0.
Now, there is a definite split screen interface here.
Rooms.
But it's not exactly viewed as a sidebar. It doesn't, it sort of behaves that way, it acts like that, but it doesn't have a hide sidebar button or anything. So I just want to point that out to you because it's different. And when I show you that, you're going to see that there's no button to hide it. So let's tap the top left of the screen.
Home, heading.
There's our title.
Rooms.
And you can see right away.
Automation.
Okay, hold on.
Home.
There we go.
Selected. Home. But automation. Button. Discover. Button. Rooms.
Okay. Home.
Automation. Selected. Home.
Which is already selected. And then you have two other buttons, Automations and Discover, which Discover lets you kind of view different and pick from different home accessories that you might want. You can discover them, get it? Then we have this section called rooms, which again, if this were a more traditional sidebar, would be collapsible like the, for example, playlist option in music. But you can see here that we're not hearing that it's collapsible anyway.
Rooms. Rooms. Kitchen.
Nope.
Button.
But if you go to the right, you have your rooms.
Kitchen. Entrance. Master bedroom. Bedroom. Dining room. Living room. Basement.
You get
button.
the idea of that. Now, if I want to lift my finger and go up to the top right, what I'll get is...
Volbrecht family intercom. Button. Add. Button. Homes and home settings. Button. Bedrooms.
There.
Entertainment.
There.
Outs. Homes
See,
and
it
home
just switches
settings.
over.
Button.
And the first thing we have on the top right is homes and home settings. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to delve too deeply into that, but it definitely allows you to view settings for individual rooms as well as for the entire home. And if you want to customize a lot of things about your home, that is where it's done. So if you're wondering, well, how do I change this setting or that setting or make this device automatically update or, what have you, it's under homes and home settings. Now, I will also say that on the left-hand side, if we were to select one of these rooms, we would then be viewing only the accessories in that room, and then we could deselect it if we didn't want to only limit our scope to that room. To the right of this Homes and Home Settings button, what we have
Add button.
is an Add button. Now, this lets us add new accessories to the home and new scenes. A scene, again, is a group of accessories that's controlled. Like, for example, I gave the example of I'm leaving. Well, if you are, maybe you want the door to lock, the security system to arm. Maybe you want I don't know what else. You want all the lights to turn off except for, a couple of them. And, different things. You want the temperature to change, okay? All these things can happen at one time in a scene. And then an automation is an automatic triggering of either one accessory or a bunch of accessories or a scene. So that's some of the language of that, okay? So we can add a scene or an accessory here with the Add button. It's not where we add a home. To create a new home, you go into that Homes and Home Settings button. And you can add your new home there if you've not done that yet. You can add a room to your home or multiple rooms. And, of course, you can even add people to the home if they're, family members that you want to be able to have access to this stuff. So this is the Add button for adding a new accessory or scene.
Add button.
Go to the right.
Intercom button.
There's a button that is called Intercom. This allows us to broadcast a message to everyone in the home. It will play automatically on the HomePod speakers as long as we've selected them to play. You can enable or disable intercom on a per HomePod basis. It will also go to other people's individual devices, iPhone, iPad, etc. And even in the car with CarPlay and AirPods, if you have any of the AirPods, at least the second and third generation and the Pro and Max for sure. I don't know about the first generation anymore, but definitely the others that I mentioned. So it's a great way to broadcast a message. Now you can do that from a HomePod as well by saying, hey, you know who, and you can say intercom. And then it will give a little beep sound indicating that you can now speak, and it will broadcast that. Your other smart speakers have similar, features like that, and so that's a nice feature to be able to use. You can say intercom, or I think you can say tell everyone or tell so-and-so, whoever it might be, and it should intercom to them. So that's the intercom button. If you want to do it from the Home app, you actually can do it from Siri on an iPad as well, not just a HomePod. But there's the intercom button.
Intercom button.
All right, let's swipe to the right.
Volbrecht family Everett home. Heading.
There's just the name of our home.
6 accessories. No
now,
response.
there are currently
action.
6
Button.
accessories that it says require attention that are not responding. And what these are there's a couple of things that I was moving around so they're not plugged in. And there's 1 or 2 that I've repurposed and haven't updated it yet. So there's a few accessories right now that it's saying not responding. So if you have any warnings, they're going to be displayed here.
6 accessories. No response. Requires action. Button.
And that might be something urgent. It might not. In my case, it's not. But I am aware of that there. And it's just reminding me that I at some point do need to eventually deal with it. And that's fine.
71 degrees. 40% idle. Button.
Okay, so 71 degrees in the house, 40% humidity, and the the motion sensor is idle. That's a particular smart sensor that we have. I can see that information here.
Off. Security system. Button.
Right now, my security system is off.
Switch on. On. Button.
Okay.
Favorite scenes. Heading.
Now here I have a group of scenes that I can easily trigger with just a tap or a double tap or with Siri, but
Christmas time. Off. Button. Make my coffee. Off. Good morning. Off. I'm leaving. Off. I'm home. Off. Good night.
now notice that one
Good night. On. Button.
is on because it's actually nighttime.
Favorite. Good night. On. Button.
Any of these that you want to trigger, you just double tap. If you swipe up or down,
Open controls. Activate. Default.
you have that open controls option, which is going to allow you to make changes to the scene. And by the way, if you long press or double tap and hold or triple tap, just a basic press, a tap and hold for non-voiceover users, of course, you'll be able to get access to those same controls as well. All right, go to the right. We're going to see my accessories.
Favorite accessories. Heading.
These are the favorite accessories. When I set up an accessory or later on when I'm editing it, I have the option to include or not include a particular accessory in my favorite accessories list. If it's not in favorite accessories, I have to go to a specific room to control it. But here's my favorites.
Hallway Christmas tree. Off. Button. Hallway night light. Updating. Button.
Yeah, that's one that is not currently being in use at the moment.
Garage main garage door. Closed. Button.
See, so I know my garage door is closed. I can also do something like this, by the way. Is the garage door closed?
Your main garage door is closed.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
I've always been taught to be polite. So you can easily use
Home.
Siri for that, but I can just look at it here.
Good night.
Okay.
Hallway garage main garage door. Closed. Button. Living room aroma diffuser. Updating.
That's
Button.
another one. We're moving to a new location. It's not currently plugged in, so it's updating. It's no response right now.
Living room LG Web OS TV. UN7300AUD. Updating.
Okay, that's my TV. That one I think should actually be responding, but sometimes when you turn it off, it just doesn't for some odd reason. Let me make sure some of my other here, the rest of them are good here. This one.
Hallway Lyric T5 thermostat. 71 degrees. Heating to 71 degrees. Button.
All right. And again, if you want to access more controls on these, you long press, or you use the rotor and choose open controls. All of these can be double tap and hold, or just tap and hold, long pressed to get the additional controls. If they're toggles, you can just tap on them or double tap on them to turn the switch to on or off. But something like this thermostat, you'd long press. You heard what it said, the temperature and what it's doing. It's heating right now. If you want to change the temperature or you want to change the mode, you can go in and long press on that to see all the different options, or again, use Siri. Now, keep going.
Basement TV. Updating.
All right,
Button.
that one, I don't know why these TVs are showing. That one definitely, I would have thought would show that it's on right now. Let me just
App switcher.
see if it changes
Home.
if I
Closing
force
home.
quit and
App
relaunch
switcher.
the
Messages.
home app, because
Dock.
I would have
Notes.
thought at least one of those.
Suggestion.
It's really
Home.
kind of a
Home.
weird thing that neither one of them's, but I
Home.
know they are working.
Favorite accessory. Living room. Hallway. Living
Here's
room.
my
LG
living
Web OS
room
TV.
TV.
UN7300AUD. Updating.
That one still
Button.
says updating.
Hallway Lyric
And how
T5
about
thermostat.
my
7. Basement
basement TV? Yeah, that one still says that too. I'm gonna have to check out why that's showing that, but not right now.
Kitchen coffee maker. Off. Button.
Okay, there's one where I could just double tap to turn it on, right? Okay,
Entrance front door. Locked. Button.
all right, and I could double tap to unlock it, okay, or to lock it.
Basement home pod. Off. Button. Bedroom to home pod. Off.
So you see all
Button.
these different accessories,
Bedroom,
right?
home,
Lots and
dining
lots of
room, living,
accessories.
entrance, key fob, kitchen,
And
kitchen,
if
living,
I
living
go
room, home,
like
living room, master bed,
over here to my
master bed,
cameras,
master
for
bed,
example,
master
let's go
bed,
down
favorite
further on.
camera,
Here's the
master
cameras.
bed, favorite cameras. Heading. Camera. Button.
There's one camera.
Circle view 28J.
There's another
button.
camera.
Front door doorbell. Button.
There's my doorbell. And
Iota
so if
basic
I want to,
Loki
if I want to pick
circle
one of
button.
these, I can. You're not going to be able to tell, but I can double tap on one and
Loki
you
circle.
won't hear,
Select home. Heading. Close. Button.
I've double tapped on it. I got a close button. To the right is,
Settings. Button. Logi circle. Button. Talk. Button.
there's a talk button.
Volume 0%. Adjustable. Mute. Muted. Dimmed. Button.
So if I want to unmute so I can hear the audio, I can double tap that.
Mute. Dimmed. Mute.
You probably
Muted,
were able
dimmed.
to hear that. We were just hearing the environment around the camera.
Video.
And then we have the video
Share
here.
and edit clips.
We can
dimmed
share and edit
button.
clips so we can view the clips that have already been recorded. Right now I don't have any, but it would be possible if I did. If I go to the left,
Talk button.
there's the talk button. I can
Activate to speak through your camera.
I can double tap that to talk to the people at the camera location. I'm not going to do that right now, but go to the left.
Logo set it. Close button.
We'll
Close.
hit close.
Home. Heading.
So if I do go to a particular room,
Discover.
on the
button.
left-hand side.
Room. Kitchen. Button. Selected. Kitchen. Selected.
see, now
kitchen,
it's selected.
button.
So when I look on the right now, what I have
I'm home.
is I don't.
Button. Accessory. I'm leaving. Make my coffee. Accessories. Heading.
I don't have favorite accessories anymore. I have just the kitchen accessories.
Kitchen coffee maker. Off. Kitchen home pod. Home pod. Button. Kitchen keypad 1. Keypad 1. Kitchen
Okay,
keypad.
so I've got a keypad in there, and those are the accessories I can see here.
Rooms.
Let's just
selected. 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 Kitchen.
Well, I thought we could
Rooms.
deselect it. I think
Discover.
maybe what we have to
Home.
do
Heading.
is...
Home. Button.
Oh, I know. We have to go back and just double tap on home.
Selected. Home.
I misled you there.
Up to rooms. Kitchen. Button.
You can't double tap it to deselect it. You have to actually go to the home button. I'm gonna do something here real quick.
Item 4, my library.
All right, now I'm gonna go. I think the television that I'm near. I know this is not the case with the upstairs one. I don't know why it's showing as it did, but I
Kitchen. Button.
think maybe we've
Logi circle.
gotten this one back to
Favorite accessories.
viewing.
Living room.
Let me just
hallway
check it
lyric
out
TV,
here.
Basement TV.
I'd say,
no
yeah,
response,
it's
hallway
saying no
lyric TV,
response.
living
I don't know
room,
why
LG
it's saying that actually, but
7300 off.
now the other one's working here. The living room one upstairs took a little time.
Living room LG Webo STV UN 7300 AUD off button.
So if we want to demonstrate, I can long press that.
Power switch button off.
There's your button
Double tap to toggle setting.
to turn on the TV, and then to the right,
Current mode. Picker item.
there's
Adjustable.
there's a picker. You can just swipe up and down to change the mode, the input for that television. It's not showing anything right now because the TV's off, but we'd have to turn it on first.
Close button.
But
Close.
there you go.
Garage
So
angle,
I
living
don't
room, living room,
really know
basement
why the
TV,
other one's
updating
okay.
button.
Maybe it's going to update again
App
because
switcher,
I did get it
suggestion,
working. I think the
messages,
cord.
home, active,
I'm
closing, home,
sort of in
app switcher,
a small
messages,
space here. We haven't really set the
messages,
TV up exactly where we're going to want it ultimately.
Settings.
And I'd say that what happened was the cord came out a little bit. So I'd imagine it will start working. We'll check one more time before we move on. But
Basement TV.
let's see. Yeah, no, it still says updating. Interesting. That could be a firmware issue too. I might have to unplug it or something and plug it back in. I don't know. It's but all the other ones you can see the living room TV started working the way it is supposed to. It just took it a couple minutes, and now what we have also is that we have the ability to go into homes and home settings to see some other things if we needed to do that. So we could you could manage your bridges, like your perhaps security system gateway unit, or if you had Wi-Fi networks, routers that showed up in the home app, all of those kinds of things. So very, very easy to use and very simple, and just wanted to give you a brief introduction to it. It is really, really powerful, and I hope that we've at least made you more interested in it, if nothing else. Okay. All right, guys. It is time. And it's time for what? It is time for us to begin to learn some of the more advanced features and functions of the iPad. Things that really, really make the iPad powerful. Now, we've already shown you some incredibly powerful things, but we're going to take it to a new level today with multitasking. What is so cool is that we can work on more than one app at a time on the screen. there are several different ways in which this occurs. The first way is really, really simple, and it is picture-in-picture. Now, before we get into these, let me just remind you, we've already done multitasking in numerous ways. Background audio, notifications, and even the app switcher, right? So we know that we can easily get to the app switcher and we can access our recent apps. We know we can do a 4-finger swipe to the left or to the right to go between apps. And if we're using a mechanical keyboard, we can even use Command Tab to cycle through apps, as Trainer Cliff pointed out the other day, a very important reminder, because I never remember that one to tell you that, but it is doable with the keyboard as well. So, there's lots of ways to do basic multitasking, but what if we want to do true multitasking working in 2 apps at once? So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is picture-in-picture. What happens with picture-in-picture is that various apps that play music and video will, when you leave the app,
Screen dimmed.
continue playing
Weather.
in the background.
Average.
And what will happen is the picture-in-picture window will be shown on the screen. You can move that window, you can resize it, you can drag it around the screen, and you can also restore the full screen experience back in the app, or of course close it when you're done with it. Now, in order for me to demonstrate this to you, I'm going to use one of my TV provider apps, DirecTV Stream. And I'm not going to, when you open DirecTV Stream on your iPad, by default, the audio is muted. And when you want to unmute, you have to either tap on the screen to unmute it, or you have to just raise or lower the volume. That actually is going to be quite good, because you will be able to hear me and hear the demo without the TV sound, and plus we won't have to worry about copyright issues, because we're not playing any TV shows while we're doing this. So I'm going to open the DirecTV Stream app and let it load a video, whatever the current movie or show is that it's playing on the current channel. And then we're going to go home, and I'm going to show you that the picture-in-picture is displayed. We need to go...
Page 1 of 5.
Let's see, page
3 of 5.
3, is it, or page 4? I can't remember.
Page
I think
3
it's
of any
3,
list.
but I'll
30
find
food,
out.
home, art, student, photo, page 3 of 5. And
Page
page
4.
4, page Disney Plus.
Okay.
DirecTV.
There it is.
DirecTV. Double tap to open.
I'll double tap that.
DirecTV. Do not disturb on. DirecTV stream load. Video loading. Now playing chopped.
Okay, so it's now playing Chopped, but it's muted, and if I swipe to the right,
Guide button.
Guide.
Double. Search. Chromecast button. Double tap to open Chromecast. Settings button. Video player. Controls hidden. What's on now button. What's on now carousel. 1 of 25 adjustable. Swipe up or down with 1 finger to adjust the value.
this is the DirecTV Stream app, but the video is playing. I'm going to go home.
Picture-in-picture displayed. Video.
Okay,
Double tap do not disturb. Off.
picture-in-picture displayed.
Everybody Apple TV word
And
more.
where is that? Well, for me, it's right now located on the, I think, the upper right of the screen.
Picture-in-picture. Stop. Button.
If we swipe up and down,
Cap S.
we
Skip back 15 seconds. Button.
don't have anything.
Cap S.
We have to the left and right,
Sierra.
the stop and the skip back.
Stop. Skip forward 15 seconds. Live.
There's a live
Playback progress 100%.
icon, see?
Live. Skip. Stop. But skip back 15. Restore full screen. Button.
There's restore full screen,
Close picture-in-picture. Button.
and there's where you close
Cap C.
picture-in-picture.
Close picture-in-picture. TV.
All right, we
widget,
did, and it
stack.
went away, and now it is not there. Now, if you cannot find your picture-in-picture on the screen,
TV,
usually
widget,
by default it starts out in the upper right, and if you can't find it, you always can force quit the app that is responsible for it, in this case, DirecTV Stream. But that is not going to be nearly as useful of a feature, perhaps. I shouldn't say that. I was going to say it wasn't going to be as useful for our voiceover users, but it might, because maybe you want to watch TV while you're working in another app and hear the audio in the background, so it might be useful. But certainly if you can see it, you know, and you can drag it around on the screen. And as I said, it's easy for everybody to restore it to full screen then when and if they choose to. Or, as I did, just to close it. All right, so a lot of apps support picture-in-picture. Certainly the Apple TV app and the DirecTV Stream app we demonstrated. Some of the other popular apps, I think, Hulu, Netflix, these kind. And I believe YouTube is rolling it out at some point. I don't know if you have to have a premium subscription in order to get background play to even work. So it is possible. It is possible that they'll make you have a premium YouTube, account. All right, so that is a bit of an overview of the first kind of multitasking, right? Great to know that we can be, working on one thing or reading or something, and we can be enjoying our movie or show or videos or whatever in a picture-in-picture environment. The next type of multitasking that we're going to focus on is having more than one app or possibly more than one window of the same app open at the same time, all at once. Now, in order for us to do this, there's a few things we need to learn. The first thing we need to learn is that at least one of the apps in our two-app split-screen multitasking session must be on the dock. And that's no problem because remember, everything we open goes to the dock, and plus we can put our favorite apps on the dock as well. So it's easy for that to happen. If you want to be multitasking with an app that's not normally on the dock, just open it up first, right? And then you are going to see it on the dock now on the right-hand side in your recent and suggested apps area. And if you plan to work with two apps that are not on the dock, just open one and then open the other. Okay, not a hard thing. Now, the other thing is we need a new gesture. Before we get into that, though, let me say that if you are sighted, if you are a non-voiceover user, don't you worry, because we're going to teach to you as well from a sighted perspective. I'm going to have a special guest do that for us. But right now, we're going to do this with voiceover first. There is a new gesture we need to learn. The object here, in order to begin creating a multitasking space or a multitasking session, is that we need to reveal the dock without leaving the app we are currently in. Now, how do we do that? Well, you remember those gestures we learned at the beginning of the course? Place one finger at the bottom of the screen, a little blip, and then swipe up, and we go home.
What?
And we learned some other ones too, but let's just focus on that one. You might remember that I said to you there's another gesture that we didn't learn yet, but that we're going to learn later. Well, that's exactly what time it is right now. It's later. So we're going to learn that if we place one finger at the bottom of the screen while we are in an app, and we hear the little blip, and we swipe up as if we're going to go home, and we hear the second little blip, but we do not lift our finger. We keep our finger held down and immediately swipe back down to the bottom of the screen. Now, instead of a blip, we're going to hear a little zip. It's like, whoop, okay? And what we've done is we've just revealed the dock without leaving the app. I believe Trainer Rita says it's like making a V with your finger, if you know what that is. But again, place a finger at the bottom, swipe up as if going home, but then do not lift when you get there. Just swipe back down immediately. So it's touch, swipe up, swipe back down real quick, and you get the dock. And that is the first step in doing a multitasking session. Now, when you get the dock, if you just double tap on an item on it, you're just going to switch to that app without creating a multitasking session. So let me demonstrate that first. Let's say we're going to be in Safari.
Dock, Mail, Safari, Favorites.
And now I want to switch to Messages, so I can do it from a number of ways, but I'm going to do this new method. Again, one more time, we tap the bottom of the screen, place a finger there, and you hear the first blip. Swipe up to the next blip like you're going home, and then immediately, without lifting your finger, swipe back down, and you will reveal the dock, like so.
Dock, Safari.
And there's my dock.
Messages.
So I want to switch to
Double tap to open.
Messages. Just double tap. There we go.
Messages. Message.
Now I'm in Messages, and I think...
Space.
Yep, looks to me like the dock went away. If it doesn't, you can repeat that gesture again, the swipe up and back down gesture, okay, to hide the dock. But it looks like it automatically hid now that I went into another app. All right, so that is our first foray into the first step of creating a multitasking session. But we haven't really done anything all that amazing yet because we haven't actually created a multitasking session. That's going to be our next step. Once we, remember I said the next app needs to be on the dock, either because you keep it on the dock or because you had just opened it and so it's there. I'm going to do messages and notes. So I've already got my messages app open. So let me reveal the dock once again.
Dock.
Okay,
Messages.
now I'm going to swipe over to notes.
Mail. Calendar. Photos. Notes. Double tap to open.
But instead of double tapping, I'm going to swipe up and down to look at the actions.
Create note split view to the left. Create note split view to the right. Open slide over. Activate default.
Now, slide over is one where your two apps are sort of floating behind each other, and it's not a true split view environment,
Sleep
but it's
on.
great for situations where an app may not support a true split screen. I want to do a real split screen. So I'm going to choose one of these two options. Oops. I didn't
Note,
choose
text
anything
field,
because I
April 13th,
accidentally double tapped with my finger while I was moving the iPad. Not a problem. Let's do it again.
Messages.
Okay,
Message.
so here we go. Now, again, notes.
Dock. Note space.
And I got to be
Delete
careful when
space.
because my keyboard is still up because I'm in messages,
Dock.
but
Photos.
there's notes.
Notes. Create note split view to the left. Create note split view
Well,
to the right.
I want it on the left. I'm going to have messages on the right and notes on the left. So I swipe up to that.
Create note split view to the left.
Again, we're just using a one finger swipe up and down, single finger, because we're using the actions rotor.
Create note split view to the left.
And I'm going to double tap on that.
Notes on left. Messages on right. Dictate.
Now, you already
Double
heard
tap to start.
notes on left, messages on right. So if I tap on the right side of my screen,
No. Yeah. Okay. Paste. Redo. Undo. Send. Dimmed. Button. Message. Text field is editing. Text message. Insertion point at start.
I'm in a non-iMessage
Use the
here.
road
Who am I
app cat message it. Recall
talking to?
your
Oh,
text.
okay, yeah, okay. So now, what we've seen is that we now have messages on the right, and if I touch the left-hand side,
Notes. Search. Search. Dictate. Button.
see, there's my notes. Now, the problem is that both of these are normally split screen apps themselves, right? In messages, you have the conversations list on the left and you have the actual active conversation on the right. In notes, you have the list of notes on the left and your active selected note on the right. So what happens now that we don't have that luxury? What happens is they both become iPhone-like, okay? If I go to the top right of my screen, I'm in my messages, but look here.
Messages. Rick button. Conversations. Vertical scroll. Rick button. Messages. Rick Hall.
And interestingly,
Yesterday. Rick
it-
Hall. Compose. But search. Dict. Conversations. Carson. Dictate.
So it doesn't really have a back button. Maybe it's because I have a slightly larger iPad. It's the 10.9 inch, and I thought there used to be a back button. But what I can see here,
Conversations. Carson.
like if I just
pinned.
double tap on one of these,
Jessica. Pin. Message. Text field. Record audio. Mess. Apps. Button. Camera. Button.
so
Messages.
it does work, and you have your
Camera. Jessica. Button. Conversations. Vertical scroll bar. 121 pages. 0%. And
vertical scroll bar, so if you need to move further down in the conversations list, you can. But
search. Dictate. Conversations.
there's
Carson.
the conversation.
Selected.
See?
Jessica.
So it actually didn't do an iPhone-esque kind of thing. It just made it smaller and all sort of isolated to the right side of the screen. Now on the left,
Notes. Folders. Heading. Edit. Button. Search. Dictate. Quick notes. iCloud. All iCloud. Notes. 7. Select. Pinned. Button. Head. Folders. Back button.
on the left, it did make it like an iPhone. On the left, it has a back button now to go to the folders. Now, I don't know what'll happen when I open a note.
Search. Dictate. Pin. iOS Fit L. Snack baking instructions.
Yeah,
Pinned.
let's open my snack baking instructions here.
May 15th. Tool palette along bottom edge. Notes. Back button.
Yeah, so the Notes app is acting just like an iPhone app with a back button to get back to Notes. As soon as you double tap on a note, it opens up, and then you have to hit that back button.
Note. Action. May 15th. Note. Snack baking instructions.
But what's on the right? Look here.
Messages. Messages.
My messages. You see that? And then if I go up to the top middle of the screen, now this is also really cool. If I go to the top middle,
Messages. Compose. But compose. Messages. Heading.
Little to the left.
Messages. Edit button.
Little to the left.
Edit button. Edit but split view divider. Double tap and hold, then drag to adjust divider position.
You can do that. You can double tap and hold and drag to divide to adjust the divider position. But again, we also have rotor actions. Don't we love rotor actions, my friend?
Resize to half the screen. Shrink messages. Expand notes. Create notes slide over. Create messages slide over. Remove notes from split view. Remove messages from split view. Activate default.
So if you want to get rid of one of these apps and just take the other one full screen back to the normal experience, you can remove either messages or notes. You can also shrink or expand them. And I love this option here.
Resize to half the screen.
I'm going to actually do that and double tap.
Dictate.
And we've still got
Double tap to start dictation. Messages. Vertical scroll.
Messages on the right.
Button. Back button. Jessica.
And you know what
Albrecht.
it did? It is exactly what I said. It's the screen size, because as soon as I resized it to half the screen, now
Back button.
there's a back button.
Back button. Search. Conversations. Carson.
I open that up,
Messages. Your iMessage. Carson Wade. Back button.
and there's a back button.
Back button.
So it entirely had to do with, as I suspected, the size of the screen. Now, what you also have
Wednesday,
on your
a.m.
very top status bar with the time.
Wednesday 8 notes. Multitasking controls. Button. Status bar item. Double tap to show controls and app shelf. Notes.
We can double tap that.
Multitasking conversations. Card notes. May 15th. Note. Wednesday 8
Now,
full screen. Select
What
full
it did
screen.
at the top is it put an app shelf there at the top of the status bar, just to the right of the
3:36 Wednesday
time.
3:36 a.m. Wednesday April full screen button.
Listen to
Status
this.
bar item.
Listen to that.
Selected split view button. Slide over button. Slide over.
So-
Full screen button. Selected split view button. Slide over button. Status
And
bar item.
again, that is going to let us quickly determine whether Notes is full screen, split view, or slide over. So that is how easy it is to create a multitasking space. Now, what I can use this for is I can do some really practical things here. So let's suppose I want to send somebody my snack baking instructions. I won't actually send them.
Messages.
But let's
Kylie. Kylie. Pinned. Messages. Your iMessage.
and I'm going to send them to my daughter. Now, over here on the left-hand side, we'll find the
Notes. Notes. Back button.
back button,
Notes.
and then we'll start swiping right and find the snack baking instructions.
iOS 15.
Or I'll just tap.
Snack baking instructions.
And I'm going to swipe up and down, again, rotor actions.
Unpin note. Delete note. Move note. Share note. Send. Add lock. Drag item.
Drag item.
Activate. Default.
I should have just swiped up because it's the first one if I go that direction.
Drag item.
And we're going to double tap. Okay, it's now dragging. So what am I going to do? I'm going to tap on the edit field.
Message it. Read yet. App message. iMessage. Text field.
Double tap.
Double tap to edit. Use in message. Text field is edited.
And now I'm going to set the rotor to
Actions. Activate.
actions. And let's see what we have.
Drop at cursor.
Drop
ready.
at cursor. Listen to that.
Drop at cursor. Drop ready.
I'm going to double tap.
Kylie Alexa.
Oops,
Oliver
hold
message. Red app message.
All that build up,
Text
and I
field
doubt-
is actions. Mentions actions.
Sorry.
Activate. Drop at cursor. Drop. Snack baking instructions. Chicken enchiladas.
And look what we have, my friends.
Show message. Text field is editing. Snack baking instructions. Chicken enchiladas. Preheat oven to 375.
We have my snack baking instructions, drag and drop from notes into messages, all on the screen at the same time. Now, I think that is pretty impressive. How about that, guys? Isn't that exciting? I love it. I think it's so cool. And I'm going to go ahead and delete that from my...
Return. Mention misspelled words. Edit. Select. Scan text. Select message. Text field. Mention misspelled words. Edit. Unselect all. Snack baking. Delete. Delete. Delete.
Okay.
Delete.
And it's not... It's...
Delete. Selection deleted.
There we go. I got it. It's deleted. So now it's gone. But I still have my note
Nice.
on the left.
Pinned
Now,
button.
obviously, you know as well as I do that that's not the only way you can share notes. You can, actually use the send a copy feature and it'll put it right in messages. You could copy and paste. There's a lot of different ways. But it's so cool, isn't it, that you have that option. Now, I wonder, I wonder. I mean, I'm just wondering out loud because I haven't done this, but I'm wondering if we can maybe put a photo into a note or into a message. So, tell you what, we're gonna put one into a note. I'm gonna get rid of the messages app again. I gotta tap the top middle of the iPad.
Messages, notes, folder action, messages, split view divider.
And we're gonna
remove messages from split view.
Yep.
Tool palette
Okay. So now what I have is
folder actions, button note, SRJ6KUE.
The full
September
screen experience. But what note is this?
iOS 50.
Okay, it's a different. It's selected a different note because I didn't have anything selected. So you see, I'm now on a full screen with notes. But I'm going to go to my dock and get photos. Again, we're going to repeat the same gesture. And
dock, messages, calendar, photos.
Let's do
create photos, split view to the left.
Where do I want it? I think I do want it on the left. Yeah, I want photos on the left.
Photos on left, notes on right, date range, all photos.
All right, I am totally vulnerable here. I've never done this, guys. Let's
tab bar for you. Select date range. Vertical scroll. One photo. April 19th.
There's a photo.
A screenshot of a group of icons on a red background.
All right, on the right-hand side.
Note.
I have a note.
Notes. Vertical scroll.
And what?
Roster. Modified. Mark dismiss pop-up. Vertical scroll bar. Vertical scroll. Notes. Heading. Folder action. Correct passwords. Dismiss pop-up.
What's the pop-up?
Note. Note.
Oh.
New note action. Show hand camera. Checklist. Notes. Notes. Back button. Folders.
Okay.
Back button. Dismiss pop-up.
Is there
Folder
a
actions.
possibility?
Toolbar. 700. Vertical. 746 note. Dismiss pop-up.
I'm going to have
Double.
to find the new
Pinned
note.
button. Folder. Notes. Head. Folders. Back. Fold. Selected. iOS 15.
The new note option, because it's going to be somewhere. I can tell you that, but where is going to be a little interesting.
707 vertical roster.
Okay.
Vertical scroll
I know it's here
toolbar.
somewhere.
746 notes.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Dismiss pop-up.
When I dismiss. First of all, let me.
Notes. Heading. Folders. Back. Notes. Heading. Folders. Back. Photos. Live notes. Notes. Photos. Notes. Split view divider. Resize to half the screen.
All right, let's do that first.
Date range. All photos.
Okay.
Notes.
Now.
Toolbar. New note. Button.
Now we can do it. Now I have my new
Double tap to
note right
compose
where I
a
would
new
expect
roster.
it. It just was not visible because of where I had the Notes app on the screen. So I always like resizing to half. And that means each app is taking up an equal amount of screen real estate. Bottom right.
Toolbar. New note. Button.
New note.
New note. Note. Text field is editing.
And I
Character
have
mode.
a keyboard. It might be.
Cap G. Cap D. Tab. Cap
Looks pretty
W.
good right now.
Whiskey,
So we're going to do
cap
drag
L,
test.
Cap D, R, A, G, space, cap T, E, F, T, colon, new line.
And two blank lines. Now, on the left-hand side.
Photos, live photo, March, live photo, live video, photo, March 10th, live video, April video, photo, April 19th. A screenshot of a group of icons on a red background. Explore image, activate, default.
All right, I don't have a drag option there, but maybe I have to.
More content. Actions. Explore. Activate. Default. Explore.
Okay.
Activate. Default.
So I don't actually have. I don't have drag here.
Characters.
So
actions.
we may not be able
activate.
to do this, but I.
Explore image.
I
Activate.
want to look around a
default.
little.
Photo. April 19th. Cap I. Cap O. Cap P.
Okay.
Yes. Detected text. 2:18 p.m. Yet back button. FaceTime. Files. 2 ESTA. 19 Kyler 6 audio editing C
there's some.
6
It's a
detected
screenshot, is
camera,
what that actually
reminders,
is.
Find my app store.
Yeah, it definitely is. Let's go past all that because
voice
it's a.
podcast now 10 minutes 20 minutes.
All right.
Note drag to April 20th. Photos yesterday detected FaceTime dictate format button.
I gotta go past the.
Photos,
And I gotta make sure to
photos,
stay.
Notes tab handwriting tools
All
button.
right. So.
Notes.
It doesn't look like we might be able to do a photo because.
Notes.
Because
Photos.
I don't know if we can
Yesterday,
drag a
detected
photo
text
into a note.
282. Fade cap F.
I'm gonna keep looking for a minute though.
Photo. A photo containing a textile and a computer. Show details. Explore and activate. Default. Play video. Button. Photo. Button. Child. Logo. Other. Space. Play toolbar. Photo chooser. Play cap. Pay toolbar. Share button. Favored. Switch back button.
Now,
Note. Text field.
I guess
Heading, drag test. Character. New line.
let's try one other possibility.
Cap Z. April 20. Cap
I don't wanna
Z.
Z
Cap
that,
A.
that's for sure.
Return. New line. Photos. Live photo. No. Notes. Photos. Video. Date.
I wonder-
Revert photo. April 19th.
What if I could literally
A
drag it?
screenshot of a group of icons on a
I
red.
don't know if that's going to work. If I drag it, let's try that. Double tapping.
Alternative characters event. Cap notes. Notes. Edit button.
I don't think that's
Pay
gonna
note.
work.
Pay cap S.
No.
Cap pay.
And the reason it's not
Hey.
probably going to work
Or
is...
cap S. Cap test colon. Body.
The reason it's probably not going to
17
work is because you have to attach your...
Cap S. Cap test colon.
Yeah.
Character. New line.
You have to attach your photos to your notes. So that is not going to work that way. But there are definitely
New line.
some
Photos.
other options
Live
that
photo.
we can try.
Explore.
I
Activate.
really
Default.
thought it would be cool if we could have done that, but it doesn't seem as though that's going to be an option
Live
that
photo.
is viable.
Live photo. Explore.
So we
Activate.
only have
Default.
explore image and we have activate, so we can't drag
Live
that.
photo. March. Notes. Photos.
So
Split
let's
view.
get rid
notes.
of the-
Notes. Photos. Notes. Split view divider. Shrink. No. Remove photos from split view. Tool. Date.
All right, we've now...
Notes.
Okay.
Exit full screen.
So we
button.
did...
Note. New line. New line. Word test. Character. Note. Text field is editing. Drag test. Insertion point at start. Insertion point at end. New line.
What about a link to a web page? Could we drag that? I always thought there was a drag option
Doc. Messages.
on that.
Safari.
Let's just try that.
Create Safari split view to the left.
All right.
Safari on left. Notes on right.
One of my
Dictate.
favorite websites.
Notes. Back. Safari.
Well, before I do-
Safari. Notes. Note. Split view divider. Remove. Resize to half the screen.
Okay. All right.
Dictate. Share. Dimmed. Voice search. Selected. Address. Search or enter. Notes. Cap N.
Okay.
Safari. Wordle. General mistake. Selected. Address. Address. Search or enter website name. Text field.
And can I actually double tap?
Insert text from camera.
All right, so
Menu
we're
item.
gonna-
M-A-C.
Is that gonna...
Note. Macrumors. Safari. Selected. Macrumors.com. Macrumors.com. Skip to content.
I had to make sure I was in the
Page
right
link.
edit field there, first of all. All right, now, can I...
Appleseed. Mac OS. Drag item.
Yeah, see?
Activate.
There's a...
More content. Edit. Vertic form. Link. Headings. Heading not fat. Netflix loses subscribers. Netflix loses subscribers for the first time in container. Screen text. Lock. Word. Care. Actions.
So I found a
Activate.
link and I'm on actions now.
Drag item.
Drag. Let's go over here to notes.
Note. Empty line. Note. Text field. New line.
And
Actions. App drop at cursor. Drop ready. Drop new line. Helvetica. 0 point. Left justified.
so what did it put here?
Empty. Note. Text field is editing. Drag test. Website attachment. Netflix loses subscribers for the first time in 10 years. Glam's account sharing. Macrumors.com. One image. New line. Insertion point between new line and new line at the 14th position. April 20.
So
Website.
it worked perfectly.
Website attachment. Netflix loses subscribers for the first time in 10 years. Glam's account sharing. Macrumors.com.
See, it attached that to my note.
Edit. But website select. Explore image. Activate.
And
Default.
you have those options there.
Attachments.
And there it is.
Edit.
And
Vertical nap headings. Containers.
also, if I got out of this,
Notes. Note. Done.
if I
Button.
hit done,
Done. Toolbar.
I suspect-
Check. Website attachment. Toolbar. Website select.
Let's see.
Note. Website attachment. Netflix attachments. Edit. Screen word. Care. Action. Attachment.
Okay.
Actions.
I can-
Tool. Website attachment. Netflix loses subscribers for the first time in 10 years. Glam's account sharing. Macrumors.com. One image.
okay. So there,
Use the rotor to access attachments. A red logo on a red background.
and if
Netflix.
if you had more than one attachment, you certainly could use the rotor to access them. So, all right, that was an example of dragging a link actually into a note. Now, what we can also do, and I'd like to say this because if we leave this app, it is going to actually preserve this split screen space so that we can come back to it later. Watch, if I go to the home screen, now, if I go to the
widget,
if I go to the app switcher,
notes, drag test, right split view, active. Safari, macrumors.com, left split view, active. Photos, doc, notes, drag test, right split view, close notes, show all windows. Activate default.
See, so we can even show all windows, but
activate
notes,
open Safari on left, website attachment.
And see, it takes me right back to Safari on the left and notes on the right. I'm going to touch the split view divider again.
New tab, tabs, notes, split view divider.
And I'm going to
double tap and hold, remove notes from split view.
This time I'm going to remove notes.
Safari.
Okay.
Safari, bookmarks.
So now what we have is a full screen Safari. All right. And what I'd like to do now is I'd like to open up more than one page at a time. And we're going to look at some options for doing that. Now, certainly we can use the same method we already had by going to the revealing the dock, and we can open the same app twice on both sides. So that's one way to do it. You know, if you wanted more than one note open, for example, you could repeat the same steps that I did, but just using the same app instead of finding a different app. And this is really useful because, you know, I've done some things where I was reading information on one side of the screen, typing it on another side of the screen. You know, I might show you that in a minute. But you know, here's the thing. Let's just let's say that we want to learn about some kind of. All right, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do we're doing an iPad class, so we're going to get reviews of the iPad 9th Gen and the iPad Air.
Selected.
So here's my address bar.
Address. Text REVIEDOUBLE space AIOFFTH.
Review iPad Air 5th. And we'll find
loaded.
one here.
Cap B. Edit. Vert 4. Link. Head. Search mode. Add. Middle dot. Title. Search videos. About this result. 2 people. About the web results. iPad Air 5. 2022. Review. The iPad Pro 11 killer. Tech. Ellipsis. Heading level for https://www.techadvisor.com. iPad Air 5.
Fine.
Accessibility links. Heading level 1.
Okay.
Web page loaded.
Now, if we find a
privacy
link
1 by 1
here,
pixel image
I wanna just
iPad Air
show you
iPad
something.
tablets link
If we find a link,
containers headings screen text line word character actions drag item activate default edit select all.
by the way, I don't know if I ever showed you, you can select all the text on your web page that way. And you know,
iPad tablets.
Here's if we long press a link.
Tablets.
I don't know
link.
if I showed you this.
Go to tablets.
You get a preview,
Web page loaded.
and here's
Tech
what we
Advisor,
have.
Reviews. Tech Advisor. Preview. Advertise. Dismiss context menu. Copyright. Instagram. YouTube. Facebook. Twitter. Link. Preview. Tech Advisor. Tech Hide Preview. Button. Tech Advisor. Reviews. Best Buys.
All right, so
link.
you get a preview.
Dismiss context menu.
Okay.
Dismiss contact.
But what I'm actually
Bookmarks,
going to do
button.
now is I'm going
Forward, dim, back, bookmark, back, page selected, address, page settings, reload, share, new tab, tabs, button, Tech Advisor, link.
if we go to long press the tabs icon,
New tab, button, new private tab, new window in split view, button.
we have this option, new window in split view. So I will double tap it.
0 bookmarks,
Okay, now what you have
how to install and set up the Nest times Yell lock.
on the right hand side is my empty tab,
Reviews, link, hardware, iPad Air 5, 2022.
and on the left is my open tab with the iPad Air 5th generation review. At the top right, what we have
Gourmet
is
shop, show all, favorites, advertisement, region, copyright, add favorites.
see, it just jumps right to the right, and it's
Selected address.
I can go to the
Search or
address
enter
and double tap
address.
that.
Text field is editing. Search or enter website name. Character
Nothing
mode.
in it right now, so we're going to do review.
E-V-I-E space
iPad.
review. I-P-P-A-D-N-I-N-T-H.
9th.
Go.
All right.
Web page loaded. Cap B.
Go to headings.
Vertical navigation. Form control. Link. Headings. iPad Air 5. The iPad Air is the best iPad. Feedback. Videos about it better than an iPad 2000. Apple iPad. Apple iPad. Apple iPad. Apple
These
iPads.
videos?
7 best.
Okay.
5 best Apple. Top 5 iPads of this tablet. Tab A. Critic review. User description. Compliment.
Go back up to
Page
the top
about
here.
this result. Related cert. Related prop. Top 5 containers. Screen recognition. Contain headings.
Yeah.
5 best
I just need to go up higher because I was looking for the web results.
Video about people. Apple
There's
web
videos. Here we
searches.
go.
Web results. Apple iPad 9th Gen review. The safest iPad bed. Ellipsis. CNET. Heading level 3. Apple iPad 9th Gen review. The safest iPad bed. Ellipsis. CNET.
Okay.
Heading level 3.
All right, so let's take a look at what we have. First, let's just touch the right side, kind of in the middle.
It's not exciting, but the basic iPad is versatile.
Okay, so we clearly know they're talking about the 9th generation. If I lift my hand and I touch the left or otherwise somehow touch the left side of the screen.
iPad Air 5 2022 review. Heading level 1.
And I can...
The iPad Air is the best iPad for most people, even those considering an iPad Pro 11. Heading level 3.
And you notice my rotor still works?
iPad Air 5 2022
That was
review.
that was
Heading level 1.
previous heading. And so I can simply lift my finger and touch one side or the other. And
Vertical scroll bar. Page settings. Selected. Address. cnet.com. Secure. Button. Reload page. Share. New tab. Tabs. Perimeter 81. Scalable cloud view. Tech. Heading left. Apple iPad 9th Gen review. The safest iPad bed.
so you see that that's the right side.
Advertisement tabs. Button. New tab. Share. Reload page. Selected. Address. cnet.com. Secure. Button.
And if you keep going to the left,
Page settings. Vertical scroll bar. Advertisement. Copyright.
now we're on the left side.
The best Android phone 2000. Back. Button. Bookmarks. Bookmark. Back. Shows. Back. But forward. Page settings. Selected. Address. TechAdvisor.com. Secure. Button.
That is my iPad Air review on the left.
Reload. Pet share. New tabs. Tech Advisor tabs. Button.
So if I want to now work with this, I can go to the tabs. Well, let's show you what happens if we long press first.
New tab. New private tab. New window in split view. Merge all windows. Button.
So we can merge all windows,
Move to tab group. Button.
move this
Collapsed.
to a tab group.
Close this tab. Button. Dismiss context menu.
All right,
Button.
and again, we'll dismiss that. Now I want to show you.
Book selected. Address. CNET. Reload. Share. New tabs. Button.
See, you have the tabs button on both sides of the screen. So if I specifically want to close the iPad 9th generation one, I can go on the right side
Tabs. Button. Tab. Bookmarks.
and
Button.
now
Apple iPad 9th Gen review. Close.
and just close it.
Bookmark. Selected.
And
address.
what can
Voice
happen
selected.
now
Address. Search or enter website name.
Is-
Button. Voice. Share. New tab. Tabs. Tech Advisor. Link. Reviews. Link.
You can
List.
see-
Selected. Address. Search or enter website. Vertical scroll bar. Selected. Address. Search or iPad Air 5 2000.
You see that I have that extra search
Robocall
field,
blocker and
and I have my favorites along the right-hand side here
advertised
because
favorites.
they are.
Apple to
I'm
start
still
develop.
in a split view
Selected. Address.
interface.
Voice search.
Okay,
Share.
see that?
Dim.
That's
Button.
still on the right-hand side of the screen while my iPad Air review is on the left.
New tab.
And
Button.
what's really
Tabs.
cool
Button.
is that now if I want to, I can long press this.
New tab. New window. Merge all windows. Move to tab group. Dismiss merge all windows.
And I can say,
Start Safari. Show sidebar. Button. AT&T official current lifeboat
and
rules.
because I chose to go that way from the right side, it merged the other one with this, so I don't have my iPad Air review. If I'd gone from the left, I would have
iPad
it. So
Air close tab. iPad Air 5.
there it
to
is.
Start page.
So look what we
tab.
have. We just have two
Doubles
tabs
in
now.
last se-
See, now listen to this. We have the other tab there. It's just not active. So look at this.
98 block trackers. In the last 7 days, reading list, show all, HTTPS.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. Tap up here at
iPad
the
Air
top.
5, start page, tab. iPad Air 5, 2022, review, the iPad Pro 11 killer, tab.
So if
Double tap and hold, then move left or right to reorder.
and I just double tapped. So what we did was we chose to merge all windows using the right side, which was the empty page. So it made everything empty, but that other one was still there as an available tab. It just appeared now as two separate tabs instead of two separate sides of the screen.
Heading
And now what you'll
advertise
notice,
one by one, image, a white Reviews selected. Read pick 4 back shows back 4 page real shit new tab start close tab start page selected iPad Air start page tab tech advisor advertisement
It's all there. So now if I want to get rid of all this,
select reload shit new tabs button
long press.
new tab move close this tab close all 3 tabs alert are you sure you close all 3 close show sidebar button
Now
back
I'm just on a typical
selected address robocall blocker Jim's F8
Yep, just
Andrea
a typical
Tantil.
screen now where I
Wednesday,
only
April.
have one tab. So if I open up now
Selected address.
my Mac Rumors site again,
MAC selected. Macrumors show sidebar button.
and
Search site, ellipsis, misspelled words, characters, misedit, vertic form, link heading, Netflix loses subscribers, Apple releases new firmware for see more guide, image, a blue letter advertisement, reach selected, address, macrumors.com,
you
14
see
Mac.
the whole screen is my Mac Rumors website once again now. So it is that easy to
Weather,
actually use your iPad with 2 windows open at the same time. I mean, I'm just thinking amazing possibilities here, right? Because you could so easily, compare products and compare offerings and services, and, you could be studying. Or again, you could be, it's so easy to, we're thinking practical today. We're thinking, okay, yeah, now I know how to browse websites. That's cool. I'm a space and aviation guy. I love aviation and space travel. And I always think back to the Gemini 4 mission when Ed White made the very first spacewalk in the United States, and it made history and everyone loved it, and it was so exciting, and it just changed the world. But when Ed went up into space and did this historic spacewalk, he didn't accomplish any other tasks besides the task of proving that man could indeed do a spacewalk and live to tell about it. And that in and of itself is amazing and worthy of a lot of recognition, okay? And that has intrinsic value. But there's more to do. We have to be able to do things on our spacewalks now. Well, the same thing is true here. We can browse the web on an iPad. Fantastic! And in and of itself, that's worth talking about and getting excited about. Because in my opinion, the iPad is the best device on which to browse the web. But now we're thinking practical. I have a report to write, and I have to read a bunch of stuff on the web and then type that stuff into another app, right? Well, what's the best way for me to do that? I can copy and paste my text. I can select text in Safari, and I can paste it, or I can share the web page, but I can't plagiarize because this report has to be my own. So I really, really need to type the information myself. And so, I today am going to be typing a report. Oh boy, what am I going to type a report about, guys? I'm going to be typing, since we just talked about Ed White, let's go ahead and visit some
Weather,
website
widget,
here that's going to allow us to.
Music, Safari, messages, Safari.
It's going to allow
Safari,
us to.
show sidebar, button.
What am I trying to say? It's going to allow us to see about Ed White.
NETFL.
Probably what I'd really do is use Wikipedia. And you know what? Maybe I will. Why not? So
App Store.
let's go to Wikipedia.
Page, find
And
my.
here's my Wikipedia.
Keynote, iMovie, app, click, garage, play, trailer,
Now,
edit,
Wikipedia
mode.
is not on the dock.
Sketches, school.
Neither is Pages.
Page 2 of page 2. Page, hold M. Open, take, fund, Starbucks, Wikipedia.
That's okay.
Wikipedia.
Okay, here's my Wikipedia app. I haven't even taught you that app. It's in the App Store. We'll look at third-party apps in a couple weeks. But
The free encyclopedia. Learn more. Skip button.
skip this tour. And
Toolbar. Settings. Search Wikipedia. Search field is editing.
Gemini 4.
Inserted Gemini 4.
And I have Gemini
Share.
4 there. Let's
Search
that. Now, let me just check something here. Okay. I'm still recording. Okay. So anyway, now, here we go.
Jerry Anderson's Gemini Force 1. Redirect share. Activate vertical headings. Heading not found. Heading not right. Gemini 2 motor v. Gemini Gensunum. Gemini 1119. Advanced. Gemini 2002 film. Gemini Observatory. Roger Gemini. List of Gemini. Gemini 6.8. Project Gemini. Isuzu Gemini 4.
So I got a lot of results here, but
Gemini 4. Search field.
let me just check and see if I have the
Double
best
search
spelling
field
for the
is
word
editing.
for.
R.
I would probably
delete,
rather
RUOFR 4.
put a number. Maybe that'll help. Okay.
Gemini 4 second crewed spaceflight to NASA's Project Gemini. Link.
That's what I want.
Search. Back button. Dismiss pop-up. Tap to go back. Tap on the double. Second crewed space crew. Heading backup crew. Support crew.
Let's see.
Crew. Edit section. More information. Position. Astronaut. Ellipsis. Expand table. Button. Backup crew. Heading
You'd
level
have to
3.
expand that table to read it, but
Submission parameters. Heading spacewalk. Head bullet. Edge white. EVA. June 3rd, 1965.
all right, there's some information right there that I could use. So let's open a Pages document, and I'm going to just go ahead and say, launch Pages. I know about where it is, pretty much right where it is, but we haven't taught you Pages yet, but we're gonna.
Documents.
A little bit here and a little in the cafe, but I'm going to go ahead and create a new document.
Icons,
You don't have to worry about that right now, and I'm just going to create a
Recent. Basic. Button.
basic blank.
Empty white portrait document. Blank.
And I'm going
Empty
to
white
create-
portrait document. A white more. Button. Insert
I'm
format.
going to rename this
button.
document
Button. Logo other. Rename. Button.
to call it.
Text field is at delete. 3. N.
Okay, we're not gonna
Black
call it
A.
blank,
Delete
so we're gonna
L.
call
Cap
it
E. Cap E. M.
Gemini.
I, space. Gemini. 4.
4. And
Done.
hit done. Okay, my document is ready,
Canvas. Body. Text field. Body. Text field. Return.
and we're going to say all
Cap A. L. Space. Cap A.
about.
T. Space.
I think I might have
Return word
misspelled
above
that.
it.
I did, but we can
Above it.
easily fix that.
Character T. I.
Let's just fix
O.
it here
I.
real quick while we're at it.
O.
Yeah.
Y.
okay.
U. Sub. Active. Return T. Space.
And we're going to put Gemini.
Cap G. Cap H.
Oops.
Cap G. Cap
Gemini.
G. E. N.
4. And what I'll
India.
do
Gemini.
is
4.
another
M. Colon. Return. Empty line.
Okay.
Empty line. New colon.
So far.
Return. Canvas. Body. Text field is editing. All about Gemini 4. Character at tech bookmark.
Okay.
Return. New line.
Now-
New line.
Basically, I'm going to want to start typing some stuff into this document. And I want to say the Gemini spacewalk took place on, but I don't remember what the date was. So let's go to Wikipedia. We'll reveal our doc.
Doc. Messages. Doc. Notes. Pages. Suggestion. Pages. Wikipedia.
And we'll use the...
Double tap to open. Create Wikipedia split view to the left.
And I want to do that. I want it on the left.
Wikipedia on left. Pages on right.
Pages
Dictate.
on right.
Return.
I even still
New
have a
line,
keyboard.
new line.
So let's see on the left what...
Wikipedia. Support crew cap S. Selected. Mission parameters. Vertical nav headings. Objectives. Flight. Head. Launch. Insignia. Spacecraft location. See also. References. See space. Object crew. Gemini contents. Heading. Gemini 4. Heading. Crew. Heading. Objectives. Heading. Crew. Backup crew. Support crew. Selected. Mission parameters. Spacewalk. Subheading 1.
The subheading, it appears a little differently now, doesn't it? Because it's only one side of the screen.
Spacewalk.
But here we go.
Spacewalk. Bullet. List star. Edge white. EVA. June 3rd, 1965.
Beautiful. The...
Pages. Cap T. Tango. E. Space.
The
Shift.
Gemini...
Cap F.
And I don't...
Foxtrot. I.
the
Space.
Gemini 4...
R4. Canvas.
Oops, I gotta get a
F.
4 in there
Ampersand.
because it's
R4.
a little...
4.
And of course you could use the
Space.
keyboard too. The Gemini 4 flight
F. G. H. Space.
took
T.
place
O. Space. P. L. A. E. Space.
on...
O. N. Space.
And I gotta check out the word
E. C.
Gemini because
Work
I'm
to
thinking
flight.
I might
4.
have misspelled
Funny.
it. I did.
Character. Cap
So I gotta
F.
fix that.
Delete. E.
Okay.
Space. E. Space. G.
I need a capital
Golf.
G, not a
Cap
capital
G.
F.
Return.
All right, so basically what we have now is we have the Gemini 4...
Word for flight took place on. Space.
And I still forget, but look on the left side of the screen.
Wikipedia. 20 objectives. Hatch closed. Bullet. Flash. Spacewalk. Bullet. Ed White. EVA. June 3rd, 1965.
There it is. June 3rd,
Pages. Return.
1965. I
Space.
just touch pages.
Cap
and
J.
I can type
Cap
June
UNE. Space.
3rd,
3, comma.
comma.
1199665.
Under.
Comma. Space.
And I can dictate if I want to for a change of pace. Under the leadership of Ed White and...
Inserted under the leadership of Ed White and Richard D.
Put a space.
Space.
And who's the other guy? I can't even remember. Was it? No, I gotta check.
Objectives. Edit
So
section.
is it
Gemini
here?
4 space for extended lengths of time. Objectives. Spacewalk.
Well, I know I can find it under
support crew. Back Morin crew. Back support. Backup crew. Crew. Edit section. Morin from position. Astronaut. Ellipsis. Expand table.
You
Button.
expand the
Collapse
table.
Position. Row head. Astronaut.
You had
command pilot.
command
row head.
pilot
Astronaut.
was
James A.
Jim
McDivitt.
2. That's
Link.
right. And I don't know how to spell that, so I need to...
Containers, screen text, line, words, James.
I can
characters,
spell.
Cap, period, space.
James McDivitt.
Cap MC. Cap DIVITT.
All right, not too hard.
Pages,
We're
space.
even going to put Jim McDivitt.
Cap
'cause
H.
that's what he went by.
Hotel IM, space.
So Jim, and it was capital
Cap M.
M
Cap MC.
D
Cap D.
I V
Delta I
T T.
Period.
Now,
Empty line.
let's read.
Canvas. Body. Text field is editing. All about Gemini 4. The Gemini 4 flight took place on June 3rd, 1965, under the leadership of Ed White and Jim McDivitt. Character
All right,
mode.
there
Insertion
you go. So
point
what
at
we've
end.
just done is we've done
Double
something
tap to edit.
very, very practical. We have a Pages document opened up on the right-hand side where I can type to my heart's content, among other things, but we're not going to learn Pages today. We'll learn it soon. But we have it there. And on the left-hand side, I've got Wikipedia. So when I want to look something up, I just tap on the left-hand side of my iPad. I don't have to switch back and forth to Windows one to the other, anything of that nature. And I forgot that I didn't even resize this to half the screen this time, and it still worked flawlessly, praise God. So we are really, really cruising here, you know, and we're doing something that is really awesome by allowing ourselves to have multiple apps open at the same time without even having to leave one. I mean, how hard would it be to go to the app switcher and go back and forth, or to use a second device? Not hard. But to know that you can do it this way is so cool. So cool, because I still have Wikipedia open on the left. Now I'm going to find
Pages.
my split view divider.
Split view divider.
And I'm going to remove
Double
Wikipedia.
tap. Remove pages from split. Remove Wikipedia from split view.
I have a full
Wednesday,
Pages
April
document
pages,
now.
Canvas.
And I can
Documents. Button.
go back
Document.
so
Hide
that
sidebar,
that's saved
button.
there. And now, sure enough,
Search. Dictate. Gemini 4. Pages file.
there it
Today.
is. It's right
4/11.
there where I expect it to be.
New
And
Gemini.
of course, you'll learn all about how to do that soon. What's this document?
New test.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, that is, I mean, wow, right, guys? Wow, that's all I can say because I love it. I've got out of Pages now. All of my apps
Page 3 of 5. Adjustable.
are back to normal. I've gotten, I've closed all my split screen spaces. If I didn't want to, I wouldn't have had to. But I can. And that's the gist of it. So let's review. When you want to create a split view space or split screen space, you have to first make sure that at least one of the apps is in the dock, whether by intention of you putting it there, or opening up the other app so it shows up there, right? It could intentionally be there because it's on the left-hand side of your dock, or if not, you just open the app like we did. And then you're going to open up the second app, and then when you're ready to start your split view, you place a finger at the bottom, swipe up to the next blip, which is like going home, but then don't lift your finger up. Immediately swipe back down, and you have now revealed your dock. If you're using an app that has an on-screen keyboard, then be careful that you don't touch the keyboard instead of touching the dock. Now find the dock and find the app on the dock that you wish to add to this split view session, and then swipe up and down on it until you hear the option you want, like open it, create split view on the left or on the right, whatever you want. And then you're good to go. Now, I highly recommend, although I didn't do it this last time, that you locate the split view divider. You pretty much have to find that by touch, which you can do by sort of touching the top middle of the iPad and just drag your finger to the left a little bit or to the right until you find it. And you can swipe up and down on it to take everything full screen, to remove an app from the split screen space, and so on. Also remember that your status bar contains the controller to show the app shelf, so you can easily toggle between a split view and a slide over and so on. Slide over works basically the same, but it's not quite as seamless because the one kind of floats behind the other one, so you have to sort of explore by touch to find the other one. I don't really think that's going to be as useful, and you can see that every app I tried here, which was only a few, but still,
Screen dimmed.
every app I tried of that handful all worked with split view, and that's typically the case nowadays. Remember also that if you want to explore Safari, you can long press the tabs button and choose New Window in Split View. And that will allow you to have two windows open side by side. When you're done, you can merge all windows. And again, you have to do that by choosing the correct side. It's not correct, but choosing whichever side you want to be the dominant one. But the other one will still be there. It's not going to go away. It just shows up as another tab. And you can switch back and forth. And when you're ready, you can close your tabs. We also covered, of course, picture-in-picture. I know you're going to have questions, and we're going to take them in a few minutes. We're also going to take comments from the trainers, so that the other trainers on the team, so that they can help us out to further explore this. I'm very, very thrilled about what we did today, because I really believe it's so useful. If only people would know they could do it, right? And so I'm so excited to have been able to show that to you today. Praise God. I think some people will choose to say, I don't need it, and that's fine. That's up to you, but you never know if you might at some point. But there'll be others who I think will be really, really blessed by this and say, this is what I have been waiting for. And so I hope that we've spoken to you. If you're joining us live, please don't leave, don't go away. If you're joining on YouTube, don't forget once again to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Say that one more time for today, and we'll always say it. But for the rest of you, please stay tuned here in Zoom. Don't leave, because we are going to have trainer time, Q&A time, and maybe even a lab project or two. Thank you so much. God bless you, everybody. See you in just a couple of minutes. Take a quick stretch break, get a snack, get a drink. See you back in a couple of minutes. Take care, everybody.
Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant.